Hi, I'm Rahul Basu from the Goenchi Mati Movement. I want you to imagine a world where we have a practical utopia, something that is fair to all. It's something that's new but also very old and very wise. I'm going to talk to you about the Goenchi Mati principles. We have 5 principles for mining, and let me quickly take you through them. Our very first principle is this: minerals are owned in common by everybody, all of us, and the state is merely a trustee for us. Our second principle is this: we have inherited the minerals and we've definitely not created them. So it's our responsibility to make sure that our children inherit the minerals. Let me just take a little practical example. Suppose you inherit a piece of gold jewelry, right? Now you have 2 choices in front of you. The first thing you can do is just let me keep the gold in a bank vault. It's safe, my children will inherit it, and I've met my duty. But you can say that instead, let me not do that. Let me sell the gold because the bank locker is an expense. Let me sell the gold, buy a piece of land. As long as I keep the land properly, I can get an income, and my children in turn can inherit the land and they can get an income and can continue that way. So you essentially can convert the piece of gold into a set of income that we will get initially, but it will pass on to our children and all future generations. So we can in theory do the same thing with the minerals. When we're mining, essentially what we're doing is selling our minerals. Our third principle is this: we must ensure that we have no loss in the process of mining. We must get the entire value of the minerals. Yes, there are some extraction costs and a reasonable profit for the miner, but everything else must come to the people as owners. The fourth principle is that everything we get from mining, we must save for our children, because if we don't save for our children, we will effectively be cheating them. They won't receive as much as we did. It's not possible with the amount of money coming from mining to invest these in precious metals, precious stones or land, because that's what we traditionally did. So in today's time, what many countries have done is created a permanent fund. This is also a sovereign wealth fund or a pension fund. But essentially it's a large pool of money which is invested. The primary objective is to make sure that the value of the capital is retained. And if there's income beyond that, like the income from the land, we can then distribute it with everybody equally. So our fifth principle is this: we all own the mineral, we all own the permanent fund. So our fifth principle is that any income which is left over, we just distribute equally to everybody as owners. It's a simple right of ownership. So let me just repeat these 5 principles. They're really short and simple. Minerals are a commons, they're owned by the people, and the state is merely a trustee. The second principle is minerals are inherited assets. We have not created them. It is our duty to pass on the minerals or their value to our children. If we mine, we must ensure no loss in the process of mining. We must get every single paisa that belongs to us after extraction costs. The fourth principle is every paisa we get from mining, we must save for our children. Otherwise, we'll be cheating them. We in particular recommend a permanent fund. Lastly, any income that is generated by the fund is owned by the people, because the minerals were owned by the people and the fund is now owned by the people. So just simply distribute the income equally to everybody as a citizen's dividend, a simple right of ownership.